our SAMAA members out there, and welcome to our very first interview with our Sigs. And today we've got the two Sigs, I think, that's got the most synergy between each other, and that is the FPV guys and the Pylon racing guys. So we welcome Yvette from all the way from FPV, and Matthijs representing the Pylon racing guys. And thank you so much for your time today, and sharing this. I think very, very important, and being a pioneer on our YouTube channel, our I Must Fly YouTube channel. Just want to quickly talk to you two guys, see what you guys are up to, what your members are up to, and share some information. Yvette?
It's a great opportunity to spread the word and to tell people about FPV because they don't necessarily know what that is.
Excellent, yeah, and we don't know. Most of the members, already when we say FPV, we get confused, and we'll talk about that just a little bit later. Matthijs, thank you for your time.
Good evening, Alec, and thank you for having us tonight. It's a great initiative that you guys are having, and also thanks to SAMAA for having us. I think it's a great initiative that you guys have kicked off, and I generally think it's going to help the hobby grow in general. And we're happy to be here and explain what Pylon racing is.
Thank you so much. And just before we kick off, seeing that this is our first SIG interview, we thought it good from SAMAA's point of view, and we made our very first and own coffee mugs. I Must Fly coffee mugs. And seeing that you two are first guys who agreed to come on to our interview, we will be sending each one of you one of these to say thank you so much. Right,
thank you. Wonderful.
I want to just kick off this interview and perhaps start with the FPV. Tell us more about your SIG. What are you guys presenting? What are you doing?
Okay. FPV, as I said, stands for first-person view, which probably doesn't mean anything to the average person out there. So I'd like to explain it by saying that normally when you fly a remote control craft or drive a remote control car, whatever it is, the person holding the remote stands in one place and you watch your craft from a distance and you navigate it by line of sight over that distance. Now, we're a little different. Our experience is probably a lot more immersive because the pilot navigates his craft with goggles. For those of you who haven't seen them before, this is sort of what they look like. One of them makes FPV goggles. And the way they do that is so they're wearing the goggles, you can't see the craft line of sight. There's a little camera on the craft, and that camera feeds a feed through to the goggles. And the pilot watches where he's going through the goggles. So that's why it's called first-person view, because the pilot really feels as though he's sitting in the cockpit of his drone.
It really gives that sense and you've just said it, that first-person view.
Yes.
And we know that that SIG, and just for the guys out there, SIG stands for Special Interest Groups, and we are talking to the two chairmen. I mean, Yvette is the chairman of the FPV SIG, and Matthijs the chairman of the Pylon Racing SIG. And may I be the one to say, these guys are doing a lot of work behind the scenes to keep the hobby going, to keep the interest, and speaking to the members, getting the members to grow, and getting all the events planned. But specifically the FPV now. So, those are the guys with the goggles on their heads,
yes.
having an absolute blast. And I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, the guys standing at waterfalls and taking these drones and just fly them all over, having a quite a nice adventure. Matthijs, if you can just give us a bit of feedback, what have you guys been up to?
So Alec, Pylon racing and what is Pylon racing? So essentially, Pylon racing is 4 pilots that needs to race around a course against the clock. Each pilot needs to complete 10 laps around our course in the least amount of time. We have about 6 classes at the moment, ranging from various skill levels, going up to your F3Ds and your F5D guys. And those are the fastest classes. Essentially the course consists of 3 pylons that's erected, and from the starting point, or pylon number 3 to pylon number 1, is around about 180 meters. And then you've got to go around the course. In total, it's about, let's call it 450 meters, like a quarter mile. And these guys are really fast. They complete the course in less than a minute, or overseas less than a minute. In South Africa, around 65 seconds. With regards to the various classes we have, it ranges from your entry-level classes, and that we specifically designed for your entry-level guys. Your every Saturday flyer guy, he can bring along his stick or any 40-sized sport plane, come and race against your friends. It's lots of fun. It's crazy addictive. The adrenaline flows. You see the guy shaking, but after the first round, you can see him honing in on their skills, and the times really show for it. So yeah, it's lots of fun, great enjoyment, and these guys are really pumped to get out there and race.
What is so significant between the two Sigs, the FPV guys and the pylon racing guys, is that there's a lot of adrenaline involved in both of them. I mean, on the FPV side, we know the guys are racing against each other through a very tactical course. And on the pylon racing guys, Matthijs, you guys, are in the middle of a race. And there's, your shirt says it all. Go fast, turn left. You take off, you go down, you turn, and it's an absolute race between four guys in teams of three. So I absolutely agree with you. The adrenaline is absolutely up there between both of you. Just to get some information from you guys. Look, we had the Nats. Both of you guys were well represented at the Nats, and from my point of view, and from SAMAA's point of view, a lot of guys who attended that, and the guys had a lot of fun. Since then, not much flying that could happen. But what's the projects that you guys are planning for the rest of the year? Yvette, if you can start.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we've got quite a lot planned, very ambitious in what we'd like to tackle, COVID permitting. So we are going to try and get a lot more people into the hobby, into FPV flying, and we want to do that in a couple of ways. Firstly, we think we need to share a lot more information, whether it's via our website or social media or whatever it might be. So we're going to try and engage people through those mediums. But in terms of our own pilots, because there are a lot of people who have multi-rotors or quads, but they don't necessarily come to racing. So we want to try and get those people in. So much like pylon racing, we're going to put emphasis on sort of simpler courses, newer classes for those pilots who don't have the skills yet to compete in open. We also want to chat to the schools again. We had almost launched a schools league just before COVID hit us last year, so we want to get back to the schools and get the juniors involved. We need more juniors, and that will probably be an indoor league with little Whoop drones, not the very big one. So that's something more like this, just to give you some perspective.
That is, if I may stop you there, that is very exciting to know. So you're going to enter into schools, and they're going to start flying that through a course.
Yes. The advantage of these little ones is that not only is it more cost effective, but they're far safer. Nobody can hurt. You can't hurt yourself. You can't hurt your mom's furniture if you're flying it in the lounge. That sort of thing. So that's why we'd like to start with those, and they're just as competitive. You can have just as much fun with 4 people flying those little tiny whoops as you can with 4 guys flying the 5 inches on the big open track. So that we'd like to do. And
that's very inexpensive, I take it?
It's much less expensive than the full-sized 5-inch racing drones, yes.
All right.
Yes.
What we would like to do is, Yvette, if you can just share all your contact details, specifically for the scholar guys and girls out there, where they can contact you, how they can get involved. And I'm sure there's lots of schools who would like to get involved in that. For the pylon racing guys, Matthijs, what is your project? So what are you planning for the rest of the year?
So, Alec, we've actually got some exciting news. Ever since the Nationals, we announced a new class. We've basically had our electric class, which is really growing really fast, that we introduced about a year, 2 years ago. That's picked up significantly. The guys are flying faster and faster every time we meet. And we've subsequently got together as a SIG, and we've decided to add another class to the electric side of things. And the nice thing about that is it actually enables you to enter into the electric class with a specific plane, and then carry on this plane to the next class where we just increase the cell count of the batteries, which makes the planes go faster. Very exciting. We've actually got a WhatsApp group where the guys are actively participating currently in building new planes, testing out the new setups, and you know, in generally just researching this. It's very exciting for us. We would have hoped to have this now at our new event, but due to COVID, you know, we restricted, but the guys are actively building new planes and testing where they can. So very exciting in that aspect. Going forward, what we'd like to do is focus more on our sportsman's class and as well as our entry-level electric class. And then go out to specific clubs in and around Johannesburg, Mpumalanga, and especially Durban as well, and challenge the clubs to pylon racing. You know, get the guys to bring their sports planes on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then come fly against the guys. You know, bring your club members. Let's participate in this, and let's grow the sport as well. It's lots of fun, and you cannot believe how much fun it is racing against your friends around this course, especially around Pylon 2 and 3 when they're going side by side. It's amazing.
It sure is. And I have to agree with you, guys. You know, the sportsman's entry point is, you know, you should not look down on that. I myself, you know, competed in one or two of those races. The sportsman's guys, you know, joining that, having that first taste of a race of speed is absolutely marvelous. And I want to congratulate you, you know, Matthijs, you've brought back this pylon racing SIG, standing very strong. To you and you guys, you know, you do an exceptional job. I want to go over to Yvette. You know, sometimes we forget about the women out there, and I have to you know, congratulate you, Yvette, taking this stance. Matthijs would know very well. It's not easy standing up and saying, I'm going to take the lead on a group of people in a socializing and or recreational environment. It's very tough. It's not easy. But I want to congratulate you, Yvette. You know, a woman, you're up there, you're up against the men, and you're making a very big success of it. Can you just tell us a little bit more about, you know, how did it come to this point? A little bit more about yourself. What's your history?
Okay, well, my history is probably not as you would expect. I initially got involved because I was a spectator. My son flies. And over time, I realized that, you know, there's always a core group of people who do a lot, and there's never enough of them. So I thought I could help there. So I got involved in helping organize events and handling the timing and things like that. I do try to fly. I'm not particularly good, so you're not going to see me competing anytime soon. But that's not to say that we don't want the ladies to compete. We actually have a spot on our team whenever we fly the international competitions for a lady. So we're looking for a girl or a lady to come through to fly with the team. So we really are appealing to the ladies out there to get involved. It's a super group of people, and everybody helps and supports each other. So really it would be great to see some more ladies involved. There are some who fly recreationally, but they don't come to the races. So that's one of our missions for this year, is to get more girls and ladies to actually come to the race.
I absolutely agree with that. And Matthijs, even in your SIG, you know, I'm not aware of any, you know, girls or women flying, but they are involved. You know, I know a couple of the guys there. And they are either fiancés or their wives are actively involved, you know, supporting them throughout the way. But what's important is to get the ladies out there to join. I personally think the one big thing SAMAA is providing to all the ladies out there is the equality that goes throughout all the SIGs. We all compete on the same thing, for the same thing. And we all have the same passion, you know, in mind, you know, which makes it ideal for everybody to join. And I think very importantly so. Yes. So we want to talk about, you know, the guys out there, the SAMAA of the non-SAMAA members, if I can say it like that, you know, who wants to join. And I want to start with Yvette. You know, let's say youngsters are out there, they're watching this video, not too sure where to start, how to start. What can you tell them? Is there a specific way, a specific introduction? What advice can you give them?
Look, I think there are a few ways they could get involved. They could obviously contact SAMAA directly, and as a junior, they do get a reduced membership rate, which is fantastic. It just shows that we are really trying to grow the youth in the sport. If not, they could contact either myself directly or our committee on the committee email address, which I'll give later, or they could go to our website or our Facebook page. So there are various ways of approaching us. As FLYFPVSA, that's the name of our SIG, that's what we're known as out there. Otherwise, not all the clubs have FPV racing at them, but you could certainly hook up with the club and ask some of the pilots there how to get in touch with us. There's various ways, there's lots of ways. I think the easiest is probably either myself directly or SAMAA directly.
Okay, so FLYFPVSA, have you got a Facebook page?
We do, yes.
And that's FLYFPVSA.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, I can give. We can give all those details at the end. Maybe just type them up and put them on the screen.
We will display it on the screen, with some magic that it will appear on the screen. My guys behind the scenes.
Yes.
Matthijs, from your side, what advice have you got for the beginners out there?
Well, for the beginners, the best thing is if you want to know about the rules or anything, you're more than welcome to go to our website. It's www.pylonracing.co.za. Very simple. You click on the link that says "What's Pylon Racing?" It will explain all the rules. You can download all our rules and everything from there. It's got some nice pictures and informational videos. It shows the guys what's happening. Also, it shows you the various different classes and what's permitted in these classes. Again, we're very active on Facebook as well. We've placed all our events there and lots of videos and pictures. We've got an active WhatsApp group, so if you need all that information, just head on over to our website, click on the links to subscribe. You'll get your email letters as well. We're very active with social media and those kind of things. And yeah, for the entry-level guys, best thing is bring your everyday plane that you can fly. We're allowed to. We've even had some sticks fly at 60-size sticks, some large-scale planes sometimes. But everyone has had fun. We will allow most of the guys, to come and participate. The best thing is to get out to the field, ask us, and do those first 10 laps. You'll be hooked after that.
That much I can agree, 100%. So, guys, we're talking, and we've got a special project that was given through to us, and what we want to do is see if we can build a basic simulator. So, and we want to use that to challenge the schools. We want to use that to challenge the younger generation into flying, into aviation. So I'm going to reach out to you two guys today. What we want to do is a basic chair with a stick, with flight controls, so rudder pedals, hook it up to cameras, put it into a polystyrene type of aeroplane, and see if we can get that rig built and implement it and go around the country. That's what we want to do, go around the country with the SIG chairmen and absolutely advertise what SAMAA is all about, but I think more importantly, what is aviation all about? So, I know I haven't discussed this with you before the time, but I really want to challenge you guys. If we can get together after this, talk about it, share some ideas, but I really, really want to get that project off the table and into the garages. I'm sure that you guys have got the technology and the know-how to help us to get that going. And within the next couple of months, get that implemented. Like you say, once this wave is over, get it out there. But we'll hopefully talk afterwards. I think it's right up your avenue and what you guys can do and can't do. So in closing, I really appreciate and enjoyed this interview very much. So just in closing, Yvette, any last messages for your members and the clubs out there?
Yes, obviously the season's going to get going again as soon as COVID level 4 is reduced. and I'd like to encourage everyone to pitch up. Let's race. Let's fly a lot in the coming months. Let's get the prepping for those who are going to do nationals next year. Get the regionals. Get the points up, on our national leaderboard. And anybody who's considering it, now's the time. Come and join us. Come and have fun. It's a wonderful group of people, and it's the best way you can spend hours in the air. It really is.
It is. Matthias?
Yes, Alec, just to add to that, I mean, we're waiting for this lockdown to end, and then we're going to kick off immediately. We've got a Bella race that we need to reschedule and get that going. It's going to be a weekend event. We invite everyone to go to our website, have a look, see what's happening next. Come and join us. It's great fun. We can't wait to see you guys there.
Again, from my side, just thank you to you guys for your time and your effort that you spend with me today and with all the members. And again, guys, we're going through this third wave. Appreciate everybody's patience. We want all the members to stay safe. We'd rather have all the members back flying than be without one. So please stay safe out there. And until we see each other, which will be, it might feel long now, but within a couple of days, well, depends on what's happening on Sunday. We'll see each other very soon on the field. And again, thank you to you guys, and enjoy the coffee mug until we see each other again.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you very much.